So if you're a recruitment or a TA leader or an HR leader, here's one of the best ways in which to make sure that you achieve incredible hiring outcomes in 2024. One really simple thing will really elevate your outcome. Hey everybody, good morning. It's Taz here from Melius Consulting. Hope you're doing really well. This beginning of 2024, what I'm doing is sharing some of my top tips on how to elevate your hiring outcomes and really achieve outstanding results in 2024 when it comes to hiring. I know a lot of organizations will be focused on bringing in new talent, different skill sets, growing, hopefully expanding, hopefully not too many layoffs this year. Of course, there will be some because there always are. But I hope a lot of organizations are going to be very successful this year in and around the world. And that will mean getting your hiring right. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm sharing tips on how you can get your hiring right. And I'm not talking about large scale, massive change. I'm talking about very simple, systematic, critical things which will really elevate your hiring outcomes. Today's tip is an interesting one, but I think it's a really important one. Perhaps maybe one of the most important tips I'm going to share with you. I'm going to try and do 10 videos over the next. So I've already done 2, and this is the 3rd one, so there'll be another 7 after this. This may be the most important of the 10 because it affects everything. So here you go. Here's my tip. You as a recruitment leader, as a TA leader, as an HR professional, as a leader, you've got to make sure that your work allocation, your resource allocation, your workload allocation within your hiring team is right. It's not as difficult as it sounds, and you have many, many options. But if you don't get your workload correct with your recruitment team, whether that is an internal or an external team, a service provider, or your own in-house team, if you don't get your workload right, what you will do is create strain and stress in the system. And what strain and stress in the system does is it results in the wrong behaviors, right? What are the wrong behaviors? Not getting back to candidates, for example. This is not because recruiters are bad. This happens because the workload is incorrect. The work allocation is incorrect. They don't have time to get back to the candidates. What else happens? They don't have time to headhunt talent. They post on a job board and then just field in the results. And let's be honest, we all know that that's not the optimum way to recruit, right? So why do those things happen? Because the work allocation, the workload allocation is completely wrong. And when recruiters are overworked, those are the sorts of activities they will resort to. And as I've very clearly stated just now, it results in the wrong behaviors. It also results in suboptimal outcomes. And I'm an absolute believer in this. If you're not doing the right things, it is highly unlikely you are going to get the best results, right? Just makes sense. And a lot of this stems from the workload. Okay, so getting the workload right, especially as a leader, as a manager, as somebody who is deciding who has how much work, getting the workload right is really important to ensure that you get the outcomes right. And the best outcomes are you get the right hire for your organization. They have the right experience. Your hiring community has the right experience. You make the best decisions, you get the best results. If you don't start with the right workload, it's very difficult to get the best results. Okay, so my tip for today, hopefully it's been useful. Make sure you get your work allocation right. And don't think the only way to do this is you need to hire more people and you'll never get the budget for that. And no, that's not the only option. And if you want more options, give me a call, drop me a message. I'll happily sit down with you and I'll explain to you what some of the alternatives are you can use, you have access to, including technology, remote workers, all sorts of utilizing the gig economy, all sorts of options you've got to make sure your workload is correct with your recruitment teams so that you can generate the best results for your clients, for your customers, and whether they are internal or external customers. All right, good. Hope that's been useful. There you go. Today's tip. I'll wish you a wonderful, wonderful day ahead and look forward to talking to you again tomorrow with my next tip. Have a good one. See you later. Bye-bye.
There's